Okay, you might be thinking, why is he blowing up a blue balloon? Why is it not white? Why is it not red? Is he going to blow it all up? Is it going to pop? I don't really like that. And
Zeg het
why
in
is he
de
doing that actually in the first place? It's a tech conference. It's not a balloon conference. So what I'm trying to say is, like, we all experience things in a different manner, but there's one thing for sure, and I think everybody has felt it at some point, is that sometimes we can have off days, we can feel down, we are in a bad place, and I would like to tell a story about that. So in 2020, in March, COVID hit, everybody experienced it, and in Belgium we had a lockdown. We couldn't go to our work anymore, and I was working for a company where it actually wasn't possible to work from home. Of course, with the lockdown, we were obligated, and actually, it was pretty nice in the beginning. I didn't need to go into traffic every day. I could work from the comfort of my own home. And in the beginning, it was really nice. I had good work-life balance, saw the kids a little bit more, so good thing. But of course, we had the government, and certainly there became more and more restrictions. Sometimes we had to go in quarantine, and we had need to keep social distancing. And of course, as we all know, it was temporary, but it lasted a little bit longer than everybody wanted, because we couldn't meet with our friends anymore, couldn't meet with our family, we had to stay in our own home. And in that time, for me, everything started to become more or less like a routine. I got up in the morning, took a shower, had some breakfast, sat behind my desk, did my job. Then in the evening, I had dinner, watched some TV, played with the kids, go to bed, and do it all over again. So it was very repetitive. And at that point in time, I needed to switch to a new project. My other one was ending. And since there was no social interaction allowed, we weren't allowed to go into that office, everything was done remotely. So I had to embark in a new team, like, hi, this is the team, this is the job you're going to do, and on. You met the colleagues, but of course all through Zoom calls. I think everybody was like, not another Zoom call. I'm getting tired of this. And of course, with all of these things, there was not really any human interaction anymore. Of course, face to face on a screen, but not in real life. And I'm, of course, lucky enough that I still had my kids and my wife coming home at the evening, and okay, I saw them in the morning a little bit, but during the day, I was more or less feeling lonely. And that had an impact on me. So I had a feeling like, I'm not doing my job, I'm not performing well enough at my job anymore. The quality of code that I'm writing is not good enough anymore. I was actually not happy with the way that I looked at myself. I wanted to perform better. I had higher standards for myself. I got a little bit worried because, yeah, I needed to talk about, I needed to talk to my team, to my manager about this, because maybe they saw things happening, but that put me in a vulnerable position. And yeah, at some point I really needed to do that. So I opened up to my manager, to my team, and luckily enough, they were very helpful, and they were very caring about this. I said, okay, but one thing was for sure, after doing this, I needed help. I needed somebody who could tell me what was going on and how I could deal with this. So I got in touch with a therapist. After a few weeks, I sent her an email, and after a few weeks, I was able to get in touch and tell my story. And what she taught me is something that I will always keep with me, and I like to share with you, is that you can always look at a situation from a different perspective. And of course, if you are in a bad place and you look at it negatively, then of course the situation will change. So, for example, when I was thinking about opening up to my manager, to my team, I was in a bad place. So I was looking negatively at my performance. But actually, I was still doing more or less a good job. I was talking to my colleagues, explaining what I was doing, and they were like, yeah, Martin, we can understand that sometimes we feel that you have a bad day or things are not going the way they used to go, but still, we really think the code that you produce, the time frame that you do it, it's more or less okay. And for me, that gave me the idea of, okay, if I look at it that way, then it made me feel a little bit more positive because I looked at it from a different angle, and since my colleagues actually confirmed that it still was okay, I had more or less like, all right, maybe I'm still doing something in the right direction. So it learned me, who am I? Why do I respond the way I respond to certain situations, to the things that happen to me? And what it helped me to do is to explain also to my wife, to my kids, to my friends, to my family, what I was going through and how I respond to things and how they can learn from that or how they can see things if I respond differently than they might expect. Of course, what is very important in all of these things, try to clear your head. The way I would do it is I would take a long walk, exercise, do some chores around the house, everything to clear my head. Because at that point in time, it gave me the ability to actually reflect on things that happened to me, on situations that I encountered and all of those things. And that's something very important. So I can still understand that things go wrong, still might have a bad day, me, myself. I also have my bad moments. But one thing I learned from going to all these sessions is to accept that it's okay to feel not okay, and I hope you do as well. My name is MAARTEN TIBAU. Thank you for listening.